Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We talk everything animation here, including Mysticons, which we'll be getting into right now. I'm Dylan Hysen, and today I'm joined by Delaney Stovall.
Hey, y'all.
And April Collins.
Hello.
Today, Delaney, April, and I are excited to get back into Mysticons, which is now back on television, now airing on Nicktoons at 8 a.m. on Saturdays. Hooray.
Because they hate us.
Yeah. It finally happened, the Nicktoons relegation, as is the fate of every single show that airs on Nickelodeon. So this was not unexpected. But 8 a.m. is pretty rough, and I do not have access to it in HD. I think most people don't. So that sucks. But here we are the day after to talk about Three Mysticons and a Baby, which is episode 21. You'll see this as the first episode of season 2 on TV listings. It's not really. We're still in the middle of season 2, but yeah, we're at least we have the right season here. And Three Mysticons and a Baby. Make sure you've seen this episode. Probably by the time you're listening, hopefully it'll be on Nick.com. It is not currently. So, Nick, please actually put it on your website, or wherever else you can watch Mysticons. And check out our previous Mysticons podcast at overlyanimated.com, or search for Overly Animated Mysticons on iTunes. Subscribe there on YouTube to not miss any of our future Mysticons recaps. Looks like we'll be weekly for a little while here as we finish out at least this season 2 up until episode 26. So let's get right into things. Delaney, what did you think of Three Mysticons and a Baby?
Oh, I loved it. It was great. One, I'm just glad Mysticons is back because I love this show. They turned Zarya into a baby, which is adorable. She's so precious, and I was so excited they turned her into a baby. Granted, any of them into a baby would have been great, but she was so good. Like, this episode was just fun. I enjoyed it a lot. Chaco, like, they turned Chaco into Arcana. This is like the stupidest thing ever, but it was amazing. Like, it was so good. I loved it a lot. Like, it was so dumb. But I really enjoyed the B plot. Like, Proximus, like, you're such a good listener, and Chaco's just like, are you gonna feed me? And like, it was so stupid. And I enjoyed it a lot. Noah Terron and Arcana are like bros now, which is funny. Yeah, I just really liked it. I liked everything about this episode. Like the spider nanny, like quality. Blinky, that was good. Is that his name? I don't remember.
Blinky, yeah.
Blinky was quality. He seemed like a Rick and Morty kind of character. But yeah, I really liked this episode. There's just good stuff all around, and yes, it's Proxima.
Proxima's the
so
twin.
shook.
Yeah.
I'm in my girlfriend's room watching this. I'm like, because like I just watched the previous episode yesterday, and then I was like, she has a twin. And I like texted my girlfriend. I was like, I'm shook. And then watched this episode today, and I'm like, I'm more shook. Oh man, it's quality stuff, man.
Yeah, we'll talk about the big revelation. Yeah, okay. April, what are your thoughts on Three Mysticons and a Baby?
One, just super excited that it's back. I've missed it. Two, it was another, like, again, like, even this was a good episode, and all the episodes of the show are good. But I loved, I called Chaco as Arcana Charcana. Because it seemed appropriate. There was just a lot of really good lines. Like, I loved the running gag of Sparkle Bottom. That was great.
That was good. And then she's a spider, like what?
Yeah, right. Doesn't even have a sparkly bottom. Come on now, missed opportunity. But yeah, this was so much fun. It was a fun episode. So, and Leticia, we got to see Leticia, and like,
and then Arcana like pretending to be Gwen was like really good.
You never listened to me. But yeah, it was a good episode. So, and of course the big reveal at the end, like, we can have what is it? Moon Wolf or whatever,
yeah.
Like.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we'll get into all this. Zarya and Arcana shipping. Yeah, Charcana sounds like you're shipping Choco and Arcana, so I don't know about that name.
But it's all I could do. Like, just immediately came out.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's a very good episode. This is, I think, one of their definitely most successful, like, humor-based episodes. And I think it's just really funny throughout.
They take the dumbest concepts and then they execute them so well.
Yeah, like I was really not thrilled with this as a concept of one of them turns into a baby. First of all, we saw this title and I was like, okay, it's not going to be literal. They're just making an old movie reference. And, but no, it was literal. So I was
then literally she's a baby.
Yeah.
Literally.
Not optimistic, but they executed it very well. Yeah. There was nothing terrible here. Y'all are forgetting the, highlight of the episode, which is the, Mysticon toddler transformation sequence.
Yes, I was just going to say Mysticon toddler. That was so good.
Oh, wait, is she a baby or is she a toddler?
Right,
Because
they got that kind of mixed up, but
it doesn't
matter. We've been building up to this moment for our entire Mysticons podcast into the fake transformation sequence. It was great. And, that was really good. I think Leticia was excellent. The Proxima was really funny in the B plot with Choco. Like she's just a very funny straight man, even though
she's like, what? Yeah. And she's like, never mind.
The only time I've enjoyed Proxima.
I think Proxima's good. I think we're building up to interesting things with her. And yeah, Baby Zarya was excellent. Tasma and Zarya's exchange at the end, they just had a minute straight of, baby puns and they like build it all up and then they just unleashed it at the end. But really just, Questica, Questica Knightley, Gandobi was excellent in this episode. So, it was really just strong start to finish. There's nothing like super standout, I think. But I think this is like a quality mid-season type episode, and I'm most interested in talking about the ending with the twin is Proxima reveal. Previously on, okay, no, let's not do that. I want to get your guys' unbiased reactions first. So we heard Delaney's reaction already. Yeah, April, what was your reaction to them at the end with the twin is Proxima?
So I feel like, and we kind of like someone touched on it in the Discord, but like I almost feel like it's a fake out.
Oh, you've been biased. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we're biasing Delaney. Yeah, Delaney. But yeah.
But I did have that like what Proxima? Like no, like I was kind of offended. I was just like, really, this is the only reason why like we're introducing this character, kind of thing. Like this
they
is
totally
why...
Kuvired her. Like this has to be what it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
They Kuvired her. They introduced her randomly at the season finale. But, yeah. So, okay, let's do so Delaney, what your reaction? Are you convinced at the ending of this episode?
I mean, I feel like I am. Like,
okay. Before we give you a bunch of reasons not to be, give us one. Well,
okay. So, like, one, the whole time I've been like, who has purple hair? Who has purple hair? Like, yeah. Because, like, that's all we have the baby who has purple hair. And then,
and green eyes.
Yeah, and I was like, whoo. And then, like, for, like, a hot second, I thought it was Tasma because her hair's weird. And then I was like, it's not her. And then, like, because I thought for maybe it could have been. And then I wasn't really I was like, I don't know, it's anybody. I really wasn't expecting it to be a character we know. Because, like, at first I thought it was going to be. And then, like it kept going. And I was like, I guess it's not going to be. And then it's Proxima. I was like, I buy it. Especially since they were like we literally in this episode we had her being like, I was an orphan. I guess I'm just a little confused because she has magic. Like, okay, I guess that's like a normal. Like, I guess you can just randomly have magic.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how
anyone have magic.
Yeah. Okay, we don't need to get into that. But yeah, I think Delaney speaks for the average fan here, so I think this is a good take to have. But what you guys missed was last podcast with Beatrice and Steve. We were speculating. The big speculation was who's the twin. We didn't know, and I presented 3 options. 1, Proxima. That was a clear option right away. 2, someone we don't know. But 3, Zarya is the other option here. That's the other character that fits our baby hair and eye profile. And in fact, I think Zarya more fits the profile than Proxima does. Proxima kind of has green type hair. It's like blue, green, purple, but Zarya clearly has purple hair. It really fits the baby that we saw. And, by the end of that podcast, I was, as I tend to be with theories, 100% convinced that this is Zarya because, the main thing is that I've been really confused about what the show has been doing with Arcana and Zarya's intimacy in building up to this point. And again in this episode, we see them being particularly close, and we've read it as romance. which has been, as April mentioned, Good Wolf / Arcana. That's been one of the main, and in fact, for the first several weeks of the show airing, that was the main ship.
That was the only ship.
Right, yeah. That's like that was the primary ship. And then we introduced some alternatives with the pirates. But this is, we've read this as romance, and I've been very confused. If we're not doing romance with Zarya and Arcana, and you guys have heard me talk about this several weeks on the podcast, like what's the purpose of showing them being so intimate? And it really clicked to me. The purpose is because they're secret sisters, and that's why we're showing them being so.
I'm not going to be
close.
able to deal with this if this is true.
And
well, okay.
Delaney, I said to Beatrice, are we getting Luke and Leia by Mysticons?
Oh my god, no, I can't listen to this. No. Well, like, but I'm still like, I'm just confused as to how this plays with her backstory, because she's an orphan now. But,
right.
She had parents.
So,
which, obviously she could have been adopted, but I'm still
So it's her adopted parents. Yeah, we know so little about Zarya's backstory that it fits and we also know little, but we've been told something, so it kind of fits where we're going to get the details filled in. But yeah, Delaney, would you be upset if we're getting Luke and Leia with Arcana and Zarya?
I mean, I'm cool with it because Zarya is awesome, and it would make a lot of sense given what we've seen on the show. But I'm just kind of confused as to what purpose. What's the point of faking us out with Proxima?
Mm-hmm. So that's a new wrinkle. I didn't expect them to fake us out with Proxima. Yeah,
because my thing with Proxima, one, I'm cool if it's Proxima. It makes sense. Introduce a new character, we get to know her, then we they're doing it well. It works because they're Kuvira, they're totally doing a Kuvira, which I'm fine with. But I don't know, I'm just what, because and also I'm still okay, when twin stars unite, because I'm trying to figure out what does that mean?
Yeah, we don't know that. Do they have to be next to each other? Because even if it's Proxima or Zarya, Arcana's been with either of them, so it's not that.
I'm assuming it has to do something with knowing.
Yeah,
that's what I took to understand. Once they know and recognize each other as sisters, then that's how that works.
There've been two kind of major things I've seen speculated. One is that they have to know about each other. Two is that there has to be some sort of spell either cast on them or by the two of them.
Right.
So. Right. Yeah, so we should know pretty soon if it is Proxima, because the twin stars either will unite or will not.
Right.
Yeah, April, are you buying the end of this episode that it's Proxima?
Okay, so no, because the only way that I and I've been thinking about this, I watched it last night and I was okay, okay, I guess. And then I was thinking about it more. And then when someone else proposed the idea of it, not, being Proxima, and I was thinking about it, I was okay, so the only reason why Arcana would believe that her twin is Proxima would be, I would assume, the scar on her face, right? So, because that's the only distinguishing feature that would lead anyone to believe that it was Proxima.
But we watched her get the scar.
Right.
Okay, so you're saying why? So we watched him get this. Are you saying why did Arcana see the hologram and think Proxima? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Right.
What did she see that we didn't see? Because the baby
did she tell her something?
The episodes. Yeah. This is the problem. The episode's unclear. I think the intent is that either Hortensia told them who it was, or that hologram that we saw had a name at the bottom.
Right. But even still, I feel you should show that to us, because the baby that we saw very clearly looks like a baby Zarya.
April, here's the problem though. We saw baby Zarya in episode 20, and if it's not Zarya, if we saw the hologram, we would say these babies do not match, so we would know already, and it's supposed to be a surprise. I think that's the thing.
I think Novatero's up to way more than we think he is, because...
Are you still on the Novateron's bad train?
No, not necessarily that he's bad, but I think he's just kind of faking everybody out still. I don't know. He called Sparkle Bottom and was hey, just so you know, these people
I'm still confused. I understand why they needed to get to her before Necrofa, but Necrofa hasn't, has she figured, do they know they need Arcana?
That's the other thing too.
Yeah.
Who does Necrofa and Tasma think is the other twin? I don't know.
Right.
There's so much.
So,
it's so
yeah,
unclear.
Necrophid doesn't know either of them. So as April's saying, we're trying to figure out how this fake out could happen. So we're not buying, or at least I'm 100% not buying that this is Proxima. This is like definitely true.
I'm just 75% buying it.
Like,
okay.
I just need to know what.
Let me convince you.
Well, you planted the seed of doubt. The problem is, like,
I'll convince you, Delaney.
I'd love for Zarya to like be her sister. I'm just not sure like how this would play out if you're right. That's the main reason I'm like,
Delaney, here's the thing. This makes Moonboon all the better. It's there's also a class difference. You have Princess Zarya and Pirate and Pirate Kitty. Like, it gets even better.
Conflict.
Why are you trying to convince me as if I don't already ship? Like, you don't.
I'm just saying it enhances our already ship.
We're using what you love.
I'm just trying to figure out, like.
I think a potential lot of listeners are on Delaney's side here. Why would this not be true? The episode presented it as true, and the main response is that we saw nothing to convince us in this episode.
No, I agree with that. Yeah. It's just like, granted, it's also like, why else introduce Proxima? Because they literally Kuvira.
If you
don't know what I'm talking about, watch The Legend of Korra, and they literally do this.
Look, this is a good question, Delaney, and I think that there's a lot of answers. I don't know what we're doing with Proxima, but I think that this fits her arc. If she thinks she's a princess, we're introduced, she thinks she's more than she is, and she's devastated. It turns out she's not, and then in season 3 she does something.
I don't want her to be evil, though, because I kind of like her.
Could be evil, could be, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing.
This could be the tipping point.
I will say, like, either way, I'm happy with this. Like, if it is Zarya or if it is Proxima, I'm really happy with how the show's doing it. Obviously, right now, we don't know for sure because, like, we don't know what they told them or, like, what they saw. Because, like, we've been seeing the baby, like, literally the whole time. But, like, that's the first time Arcana's seen the baby.
Yes. So all we heard in this episode was our Arcana tell Proxima that she's her sister. So that's what we know. We didn't see what was on the screen. But the thing is, we saw the flashback in episode 20.
Right.
And we saw that baby does look more like Zarya. It does. And Arcana didn't see that. So I'd come in with the notion that it was Zarya because I think the show kind of gave it away by showing the baby in episode 20. I think if it was supposed to be a secret, they shouldn't have shown that. Or if we're gonna like have it be in doubt, then this makes sense because you think it's Zarya, now you think it's Proxima. But let's talk mechanisms and how it might not be Proxima because a lot of people are saying we surely shown that it's Proxima.
I have another thing to bring up too.
Yes.
So because Novateron was the person to take the twin to the orphanage, right? Or to the sanctuary or whatever.
Yeah.
So why would then Novateron allow for the Astromancers to adopt that same baby?
But he wouldn't know, would he?
He would. He's been in charge for like 1,000 years.
But no, I meant like, would he necessarily know it was that baby?
I would. I mean, I'm assuming he's running some kind of tight ship. So, but you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, I agree. But the thing is, he was also like, he wasn't like, was he in charge at that point? Because like he had been given instructions, but I don't know if that meant like he was like in charge.
But I feel like there would still be some kind of, like, recognition, like, oh, hey, by the way, we adopted this baby from, like, the same place that you took, you know, like...
Right. Like, how does Novateron not know?
Exactly. Unless he does know, and it's a fake out, or, I don't know. There's so much.
So we don't see Novateron learning at the end of the episode, right? Like, is Novateron there? I don't remember.
He's there.
Yeah,
okay, so we don't see him react, though.
Which, I mean, I can see it that, like, he got this baby and he dropped the baby off and then, like, he doesn't realize that, like, who they adopted is, like, I mean, I would buy that.
I think that we're placing way too much competence on Novateron. I think that he is kind of dumb. And if most babies go, like most orphans just go to this orphanage, then they could have just picked up a new one with Proxima and they didn't realize that that's who they dropped off initially. That's maybe possible. I don't
believe that because what is it? Like, I feel like what's her face? Mrs. Sparklebottom would have way more, like, birth gems and things like that on record. Or, you know what I mean?
Okay,
like,
I think this, the problem is none of this, we have no context for any of this. This is about, let's talk the other way that this could have been. It could have been Novateron shenanigans. How do we think it's Proxima, but it's not? Another way that's been brought up on our Discord is that in this episode we learned that Arcana was born at the 10th of the month of the dragon at the stroke of midnight. And Alex is very skeptical that anyone can be born at the stroke of midnight. But the thing is, we're assuming that Arcana's twin was also born on the 10th of the month of the dragon. If the twin is the older sister, then she would have been born on the 9th. So we could have the wrong birth gem, basically, because they're born at exactly midnight. So Proxima is born on the 10th. That is true because we think it's her.
Or she's younger.
Or, yeah, I don't know how years work or whatever.
No, but I'm saying, like, if she's, either way, like, if she's younger or older, like, they could have just gotten the wrong birth gem.
Yes, right. It's basically just the wrong birth gem. Because we specifically get a gem for the baby that was dropped off here on this day. I don't know if it was the same time or whatever. Probably they did that. But, there could have been a mix up with the gems. Basically, it's definitely Zarya because the baby looks like Zarya. We've been building up this Arcana and Zarya relationship this whole show. Once again here in this episode, we have two big Zarya and Arcana moments. First of all, Arcana specifically wants Zarya to be the baby. I don't know why. And Arcana is like, the things I do for you. Which is like such a romantic moment, but no, because they're actually sisters. And then,
like, I do like the idea that, like, she's like, she came from nothing and then she's actually like a princess. Granted, the same thing goes for Proxima.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Proxima's like a powerful whatever. I don't know if they're considered like high status, the astromancers. And then also in the beginning of this episode, Zarya, one of my favorite lines of the episode, Zarya says, we've talked about this. 9 a.m. is too early to give it all you've got.
That was good.
Yeah. So we've specifically been building up this relationship. The other thing, this is a meta argument, but Zarya and Arcana are both on all of the toys. Every toy SKU that there is, they're both featured on. And then Em and Piper are not on all of them. So it's like, they're the two leads specifically. It's because they're the two princesses. Okay. I don't know if people accept this argument, but, look, they also look alike. If you look at their faces close side by side, God. I'm telling you, it's happening. But I don't know. What's the point of doing the fake out with Proxima? I'm not sure. I think that
to keep it safe so it doesn't happen.
Well, I don't know if anyone's intentionally doing this. I'm not sure if I'm buying the Nova Terran having so much agency with this, but
I mean, he had the foresight to separate the twins.
Like, it makes sense to me if, like, they just, like, if it's Arcana making an assumption based off, like, what the baby looks like, that's cool. But, like,
if this was supposed to be definitive, then they would have shown us what's on the screen. That's basically it. Yeah. It's supposed to be in doubt. And, it's specifically a fake out with Zarya. It's specifically supposed to be a Zarya Proxima question. I'm not sure if, like, the intent was for us to know about it being Zarya already. Like, or even that Zarya was a possibility. Or if we're just, like, if we just, like, saw the baby and if we're far. I'm not 100% sure. But, this is supposed to be in doubt, and we should get this answered pretty soon because, in theory, Necrophantasma will take one of the two of them, or something like that. Or maybe they'll, that's one option, or Arcana, and, they'll try to unite. Maybe Arcana's dumb and will try to unite the twin stars on her own. And she does it with Proxima, and nothing happens. We'll get our answer here. Within the season 2, so, five-ish more episodes. In general, Delaney, what do you think of this plot line of Arcana's twin sister and how the show has been handling it?
I like it. Like, I think it's really interesting. Like, again, like, it was announced, and I was like, shook! Like, I was like, oh my god! I mean, obviously I've lived through this with Gravity Falls, but, like, like, I was just not, like, I was like, how are we supposed to figure this out? Like, you can't guess this. So I'm cool with it. I like how they handle it. Like, honestly, at this point, like, I'm not sure if Mysticons can wrong me. I mean, prayers, knock on wood, but, like, I'm pretty pleased. Like, I love the show. I like all the characters. I'm pretty happy with what we're doing. Like, I think it's really interesting.
Yeah, we're in on whatever they're trying for. And I think we'll
just wow me, Mysticons, whatever you're going to do.
Yeah, and another thing I'll say is we're on high alert for decoys on this podcast because Ruby, the show, did a prominent decoy swap this season, so we're scarred from that, and it was
God, I'm not caught up.
I know it was actually done well. And
I've never watched that show,
but yeah,
don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it. But there's decoys are on our minds, and Proxima. To me, the arc of randomly introducing this character and then have her being Arcana's twin is less interesting than randomly introduce this character. She thinks that she's a princess. She's not a princess. She's just a decoy the whole time, and now she has to deal with the ramifications of that in season 3. That's a more interesting arc to me.
I agree.
I agree as well, because they sort of set that up with it too, with Proxima spilling her heart to Chaco about like being so lonely and how she wasn't good at magic and like and all of that. So they really sort of like just in that like small tidbit of the conversation in the B plot, they set that up like how lonely is she going to feel, or how terrible is she going to feel after she finds out that she doesn't really have family. So
yeah, not that we've gotten inside Proxima's head a lot, but from what we've had, this could be a pretty scarring towards her. Yeah.
Also, can we talk about how Chaco, like literally as Arcana, was like dragging his butt on the ground? Incredible.
Also, we learned that Arcana wears what is it? Squirts, because
Squirts, yeah.
With the shorts underneath
she's a princess and she has a lot of stuff to do. Like, she's got to wear a skirt.
I hadn't heard of that before. Interesting.
Like, okay. You've never heard of a skirt? Okay,
no, I haven't. I got that. Yeah, I got it from the portmanteau, but yeah.
Squirts are a magical thing.
Well, I was really worried because
it was all the rage when like in middle school,
like the 90s.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
When you have a tomboy, your mom's like, "Oh my god, can you please wear a skirt?"
I lived in skirts, so
good. I like this characterization for Arcana, I guess. But I don't remember what I was going to say to close out the twin discussion. Anyway, just know I'm 100% convinced that Zarya trust me on this as we go. That's what I'm going to say. Yeah. Oh yeah. And the last thing, I expressed some doubt. The only thing that I'm worried about if we're doing the Zarya plotline is that it's vague references to the recent Star Wars movie. Is that we're doing like the opposite of what that movie did. In that Zarya was like born from nothing and is something, as opposed to the opposite, and that's like maybe less interesting, is like you're important because you're a princess too, whereas Zarya had importance without being a princess. So I'm going to be interested to see how the show handles that element.
I think that's a fake out in Star Wars. It's
not. If it ends up being a fake out, it was not intentional, because Rian Johnson did not know anything about the next movie when he finished. So it was not like they're planning that. Okay. But I really hope it's not. But let's talk. This episode's very funny, and I think we talked about the Choco Arcana thing a lot. But let's talk about Baby Zarya. And the Mysticon toddler transformation sequences. Does this make all of the transformation sequences worth it from the first 20 episodes?
I think so too.
For us to get Mysticon toddler, I think so.
And she like turns. The music is like I don't know how to describe it, but babyish, and then she ends up with the bottle instead of the weapon. It's great. Yeah.
And she has like this little bow. It's amazing.
Yeah. And then she ends up with a little bow. It's just shooting everywhere. It's great. Yeah. Baby Zarya the whole time. Yeah, why'd you want it to be Zarya, Delaney?
Because she's my favorite character, and obviously I wanted to see her as a baby. Yeah. And she was a really cute baby.
Yeah, she just can't help crying a lot, and
also like she's so grumpy, it's the best.
Yeah. Grumpy baby.
She was the obvious choice to be a baby. Like,
I guess Arcana thought so. She could have chosen anyone.
Also foreshadowing, but we already talked about that.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
I would love to see him as a baby.
Aww.
Yeah. I think we saw her a picture of her being younger from episode 6. Yeah. More of M's childhood stuff like that, but yeah, we are focusing a lot on Zarya being younger. But yeah, everything they did with Zarya was pretty great, and we talked about Leticia.
That was fabulous.
She was great.
I volunteer.
What a good person. She's volunteering for this job.
I also enjoyed her telling her about her day, and she said, "I saw a flower, and that was soup's amazing." I
saw this thing, like, I think it's a book.
Yeah.
And then I just like thought Piper and Em are just like, oh my god, kill me.
So over it.
Leticia is unironically a great person. That's what we've learned from this episode.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I love that we're just seeing more of her. Arcana imitating Gawain was great, and she somehow ends up being like infinitely better person than Gawain by just asking about her day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really good. More Leticia. We've already had kind of max amount of Leticia, but even more.
I was not expecting her here, and it was amazing.
Yeah. She was a random surprise, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Oh, she's like a selfie on fleek. A selfie on Fleeker. Yeah, it's great.
It was so good.
Okay. Let's. What do we think of Hortensia Sparkle Bottom? Piper laughing at that is a great classic Piper joke. But,
that was really good. Like and then I liked how she explained it. That was really good.
Yeah. It's like, guys, just
sorry, I was like, we got it.
Yeah. But Hortensia herself, she's a elf spider woman. Yeah.
Something.
I don't know how that works, but she was watching Questica, and then she just like, I love her just slashing all of Tasma's shadow monsters. Like,
she was super OP.
Yeah.
She was like, I'm not about this. Bye.
When I saw that, because you have to fight the shadow monsters in the app, my thought was, can I play as her in the app? Like, that seems great. Like, let's do that.
Can you add her as a character?
Yeah, where's the DLC for it? No, don't do that. But I thought she was great. So she's not Zarya's mom. She's just the orphan matron of the orphanage.
Yes.
So yeah. So that's
I like how the babies have ankle monitors.
Yes.
Yeah. Is that a little extreme or no?
Well, I thought it was really funny. They're like, a baby has escaped, and then like the baby gets sucked back into the portal. It's amazing.
Yeah, I guess that's the future. That's the future of technology with orphanages. Is this a Black Mirror episode with this being about?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh no, I haven't watched the new season yet.
I should watch the new season. There's a children episode in the new season. Relates. But Blinky, we talked about Blinky. He was great. What species is Blinky?
OP. Oh, yeah. Who knows? But Blinky is extremely OP, and they should totally adopt him.
Yeah,
if that's possible.
Well, why not? Probably
not a better brother than Gawain.
Wow, rude. Just calling him out.
Am I wrong?
No, obviously. Obviously not. Big Gandobi episode. I'm
glad I finally know his name.
Yeah, we're gonna remember.
I forgot it.
He's upset at Novatar, and he says, "I thought we were bromances."
That was great. That was amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thousand-year-old Gandobi does not have the lingo down, but he was close.
And he doesn't have secret cookie breaks.
Yeah, he has a secret cookie break every day at noon. Yeah, that was
relatable. I need a secret cookie break.
Yeah,
right?
Isn't that lunch if it's at noon? Isn't that just he's just eating cookies for lunch?
Cookies for lunch. Maybe they don't eat,
or maybe they like eat at a different time. Who knows?
Maybe lunch is like at 1 for them or 11.
The Astromancer's strict regimen of lunch every day. Yeah. Tasma's in this episode. Yeah, we touched on her. She doesn't do a lot.
How is Tasma still alive?
And then Necrofa very dramatically like grabs her and then just talks to her.
I know, like
is Necrofa starting? Is Necrofa starting to like Tasma? Yeah,
I think so.
Like, she must appreciate having someone around.
Somebody needs to be there to listen to her monologues and her creepy voice.
I think so. We're just fueling the Necrofa Tasma shippers.
No, oh my god.
Necrofa Tasma is somehow like the 5th most popular ship in the
fight. Why? Also, why am I just now like hearing about this?
Well, because it's a weird ship. That's why. But
it is.
It's the evil lady ship. Everyone loves that, and even though Necrofa is immortal,
and she's like a bajillion years old.
Yeah, presumably.
Age is but a number.
She doesn't have a face.
Oh. Yeah, it's kind of not clear.
Does she have a face? I don't know.
We need to get into that. But yeah, Tasma, the only most notable, I think, thing with Tasma, I mean, Arcana's chasing her down at some point, gets the gem, it cracks, but Tasma's exchange with baby Zarya, I think, is great. So first of all, baby Zarya gets the gem and says, nah, 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 which is like, okay. And Tasma says, into the corner with you, baby Tasma. No one puts baby Ranger in a corner. And Tasma
Baby
says,
Ranger.
children
Baby.
should be neither seen nor heard, and throws her off the cliff. So there's just like 4 straight baby puns in a row. Good job.
It was awesome.
They were like, "This is the only episode we got. Let's do it."
Yeah, we just gotta
Go
do
all
something
out.
right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that was in general just I think that was like the highlight of the baby Zarya stuff in general, seeing her like swing around and just try to shoot things with the little arrows.
She was just adorable. It was amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
Needlessly swinging around from the trees.
Yeah. And other things I've written down. So back to the Choke Arcana stuff.
So good.
They're like, you can't, because I have acute invisible dragonpox-itis, and Proxima's like, oh, don't worry, I had acute invisible dragonpox-itis last year, so I'm immune.
I thought they made that up. So
Yeah.
good.
Proxima is very funny with just these straight line reads. I think that
It's
was
so
a really
good,
good one.
yes.
Yeah, and Arcana's like, I'll hurry to Novateron.
Yeah. I just like, oh, great idea. We're going to turn Chaco.
So stupid. Yeah.
Like, worst idea ever. I like how Chaco tried really hard. Like,
Oh yeah, I want to
Really
discuss
hard.
this because Chaco obviously understands
Yeah.
the implications of being that he's supposed to act as Arcana. Chaco's
and
like
he, like,
very
tried
intelligent.
Really hard.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
isn't he just like as smart as like a human child if
I
he's
think
able to
so.
do that?
I think so.
Also, I love how he did like this cute face.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it
To
was,
try.
like- Chaco was great. Like, absolute quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was
Dumbest
good.
concept ever, but it was incredible.
Best.
It was-
Yeah. Good dumb B plot from the show.
Like,
Yeah.
quality.
Agreed. Also,
I liked it.
Chocolope jerky. What is that? I was
That
really
was
concerned.
God.
He stuffs it up the nose.
Yeah. Stuff
It was
his
so
nose. That was
good.
gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. And at the end, Necrafa is doing something with the dragon egg. What do we think she's doing?
No idea.
Trying to hatch it.
Yeah. But you think that the twin stars would have to unite. So I don't know what
Who
she's doing.
knows?
You know
That
what?
is-
Dragon Man. She doesn't care.
that egg is 100% hatching in 4 episodes, right? Like this.
Or
At least. I feel like 2.
The only reason I say 4 is the season finale is 25-26. So we've got that's probably when it's
Okay,
happening.
so it'll start happening in like at the end of the 24th, and then that'll lead into the 25th and
Okay,
26th.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Calling
yeah.
it.
Eagerly anticipating giant spectral dragon finale.
I
That
can't
seems
wait to
like
see
we're-
what it looks like.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Delaney, other thoughts on 3 Mysticons and a Baby?
It was just really cute, and I loved it a lot. It was stupid, but it was amazing.
It was stupid, but it was amazing. Wow, rave reviews
Yep.
for Delaney. April.
It was a well done, like main plot that didn't feel like super heavy, if that makes sense. Like it was plot heavy, but it didn't feel like it like other plot heavy episodes of the show contend. So it was fun. It was a fun plot episode.
Yeah. A very, very fun episode. It's I always open to ones like this if we're gonna have like less plotty ones. Although this is like a plot episode, so
Yeah, it's like a plot episode, but I don't know. It's exciting in a different way because, like with the plot episodes, there's like so much going on, and it's very like in your face the whole time. But this was like not.
yeah.
I don't know. There's
Yeah,
no.
it's
I can't think of a
It's
good
a,
way
it's
to
a chill,
describe
it's a
it.
chill, relaxed episode.
Yeah.
Okay. Next week, Star-Crossed Sisters is the title. Arcana defies the Astromancers and seeks out Proxima to spend some time with her long lost twin sister.
Oh my god, this is gonna be so weird. I'm excited.
Oh god.
They already spent some quality time, but it was Choco in this episode.
This is gonna be
Yeah.
so good.
So we saw this description ahead of time, and I was reading it differently. I thought Proxima knew where the twin sister was, and that's why she seeked her out. But no, Proxima's the decoy, so that's why she's they think they're sisters.
I hope it's them like they keep them locked up in separate rooms, and then they like break out and they go have like a nice shopping day.
They go and get like slushies.
Yes.
Will we know that Proxima isn't the twin by the end of this episode? Like, if we're spending a whole episode about it, maybe.
No, it'll be the episode after.
The episode after doesn't sound plotty, but who knows?
It doesn't. Oh, you're right. Never mind. I read that description.
Leader of a popular boy band hires the Mysticons to protect him from an obsessive fan out for revenge. Okay. So presumably
gnomes to men.
Gnomes to men. Yeah, we're calling that ahead of time. Yeah, gnomes to men. Okay. Anyway, very excited for the future Mysticons episodes. Let us know what you thought of 3 Mysticons and a baby. Let me know why I'm wrong about it being Zarya. Try to convince me. You can't convince me. Can't convince me. It's not happening. It's Zarya. And what was your reaction to seeing it was Proxima at the end of here? When do you think we'll know for sure? When will the dragon egg hatch? Let us come talk about Mysticons in our Discord at overlyanimated.com/Discord. A lot of Mysticons discussion happening there. Or leave comments on YouTube or on overlyanimated.com, where you can find the article link to the podcast for this. Also, consider supporting us on Patreon, patreon.com/overlyanimated. Thank you very much to all of our current patrons, especially our patron of the podcast, Ryan, aka Brian. And thanks as always to our patron executive producers, John, Ryan, Steve, Alex, Andy, and Hugh. I'll be back probably Sundays unless Nick is more cooperative with website postings with next Mysticons discussion. Check out other podcasts that we've done, including continued Ruby discussions. Next week's the Ruby season finale. Very excited about that. We had multiple Steven Universe podcasts. Beatrice hosted a top 5 animated films of 2017 podcast. And looks like Miraculous Ladybug's back, so we'll have that for you soon as well. All of that at overlyanimated.com. So thank you guys very much for listening. We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.